Once a business grows beyond a couple of dozen employees, it becomes necessary for IT to administratively separate the network devices that run the company from user PCs and printers. A management network accomplishes this goal. The network devices that run the company require monitoring and regular administrative maintenance. This work needs to be possible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If these devices share the same data network as end users and clients, there are times when all available bandwidth is consumed. A management network requires little bandwidth, but ensures that all attached network devices are always accessible. This is especially important for ONTAP clusters because they're composed on multiple networked components that need to be able to provide status updates and alerts. Serial ports are the most reliable management interface on a network device. If the component has electrical power, the serial interface is active. Serial ports do not require the component OS to be running, and the ports do not require an IP address, thus eliminating many of the complications of network connections. A serial console session can be initiated by connecting directly to the serial port or indirectly through a serial port concentrator. Port concentrators are ideal for data centers because they are accessible over Ethernet networks, thus eliminating the need to be in the same physical location as the device. Serial console sessions are command line only. There is no graphical interface or support for devices like a mouse or touchpad. This can be intimidating to anyone only used to using a GUI, but most serial consoles have a limited command set and built-in command syntax help. When administering either partner of an HA pair, open a session on both storage controllers. Due to their bond, both partners are usually aware of the status of the partner and will log informational and warning messages to the screen. This can aid in diagnosing and solving issues. NetApp strongly encourages customers to connect the E0M and BMC to their management network. The BMC provides watchdog functionality, and the E0M is the preferred port for sending auto-support emails. Both interfaces are connected to the same port. Each interface has its own IP address, which the internal hub uses to direct the network to the correct interface. The independent nature of the BMC ensures a working management interface into a storage controller regardless of the software or hardware issues impacting the storage controller. ONTAP-based storage controllers can even be powered on or off through the BMC. This allows storage administrators to gracefully shut down and power up the storage systems during an emergency or disaster situation. Switches also have management ports, and all switches associated with a cluster should be connected to the management network for administration and monitoring purposes. Dedicated cluster interconnect switches may connect to the management switches and through them connect to the management network. Clusters can be built using multiple switches, and the models regularly change, so consult the documentation for port settings. Often, the support website has configuration files that can be downloaded and applied to a switch. If the switches are to be used exclusively by the cluster, ensure that the storage administrators manage the switch. The network administrators must understand that the switch is a storage hardware component. If the switches are shared with other functions, then ownership should be ceded to the network administrators. Make sure the network administrators are invited to early planning meetings so they can learn what the switches will be doing and how they will be configured. ONTAP System Manager is the primary administration application. However, System Manager only works on the node it is being run from. To manage all the nodes in the cluster, an application like ActiveIQ Unified Manager is required. For monitoring the cluster, there is no better application than OnCommand Insight because OCI can monitor all network devices in a data center and do it all within a single pane of glass. Customers that already have third-party applications in place for monitoring their data center can probably already monitor the NetApp storage systems. For monitoring applications without built-in compatibility, the customer can download an MIB file to train the monitoring application how to translate SNMP traps from the storage controllers. Any cluster component that can be connected to a management network should be. Configure the BMC and E0M port as the primary interface to the management network and use the serial ports as redundant management interfaces. ONTAP software includes a robust alerting system, but business-critical systems should always be monitored by an external monitoring tool. Work with customers to ensure their new systems are being monitored.